let me explain it. We invited the leadership of Busia and the affected people for only one simple reason, because we needed to have a conversation largely with other important stakeholders such as the feed manufacturers, researchers, and other agencies that were very critical on planning on our way forward. And obviously, we were getting a lot of support from private sector, and it was proving difficult to mobilize the private sector who are running industries to go with us to proceed. That's why we invited, facilitated that the people of Busia come. Now let me tell you what we have discussed. Number one, hii kitu ya samaki, like the way Governor has said here, it is an important conversation that we must have going forward. Number one, people have diversified on means of catching the fish, particularly in the lake areas. And for obvious reasons. There are, number one, is security issues or harassment issues. Then there's also issues of safety and other, what do you call it, hatari, and why we lose so many lives in the lake over the years. So the residents of that area diversify means and ways of ensuring they have enough catch to sustain their lives. And they introduced what we call caged fishing. Now, this upwelling conversation is not the first to happen. If you remember, about last year, it happened in other parts of the lake, where we lost equally the same number of fish or even greater. So what we had wanted to do today here is to have a conversation on what it is that we need to do so that we can sustain this kind of investment on behalf of the people, for the people. Number one, our researchers have informed us there may be issues of replacements. By I've directed here today, the institutions in my ministry will have to go to the ground and work with county governments and CBOs and cooperatives at the mashinani level, so that they help them to design the cages that can stand extreme weather and this thing called upwelling. Kuna watu wengine wameuliza upwelling ni nini? Upwelling ni kwa Kiswahili ni kitu kifupi sana, yaani maji ya chini ya kutoka kuja juu ambayo inapunguza pumzi za samaki. Ni kama wewe sasa ukienda baharini, utoke juu ukienda chini, pumzi zako zinapungua. In the opposite, kwa samaki inafanyika hivi. Na ikija juu, pumzi za samaki zinakuwa chache, and then they end up dying. So our researchers have informed us there are mitigations that can be put in place. And that's why I directed here today, watu waende ground, wapange hawa wafugaji wa samaki kwa njia ya kueleweka, wapewe training, and we have agreed with the Council of Governors through His Excellency Honorable Otuoma that we shall have an engagement from Tuesday going forward so that we plan it well. Hata upwelling ikuje siku ingine, samaki wasipotee. Tumepatana mpaka hapo. Then the other thing is because of the trajectory ya hii biashara ambayo tumeiona kwa muda, I am sure if it continues within a year or two, Kenya will have the capacity to export a lot of fish. Because if this area alone, you talked about 300 plus stages, this one alone, and Kisumu is doing, Mutembei is doing, Siaya is doing, Migori is doing, and therefore we are going to get a huge market that contributes, number one, to our food security, number two, job creation and wealth creation. So therefore we're largely talking about economic progression and for the people, and even the cost of the food. So therefore, na pia pwani imekumbushwa hapo, even the coastal region pia anaanza kuangalia mambo ya mariculture, you know, uvuvi, ufugaji wa samaki kwa bahari na kwa lake, of course, and this is what we want to introduce even in Lake Turkana and other places, and even Lake Baringo, even in the internet, because we have, as the ministry institutions that are creating hatcheries and wanting to produce more fingerlings that we can feed into the communities. Finally, is that the other reason as to why we had asked our brothers from Busia to come to Nairobi is because we had mobilized private sector to contribute to reach our biashara. If you go to someone who you are asking, saidia sisi resources, alafu mwambie tuende na wewe mahali, naweza kuwa ngumu. Kama huyu Joseph tuliongea na hawa, wametupatia fish feeds total, pamoja na wale ambao hao hapa 2.5 million worth of fish ambazo mnaziona leo hizi. And then the ministry will provide 500,000 fingerlings to the affected people after guiding them on how to place the cages. We'll give them 500,000 fingerlings. And then we've also negotiated a discounted price going forward. For these affected people, we've negotiated a discounted price to try and bring them back to track. And turudishe pale walipokuwa kuendelea mbele. And I'm grateful my governor and my brother Governor Otoma has also committed not only to provide resources but also to work with us going forward. Initially there had been a bit of issues. Governors, national government, county government were seen like they were competing for space. The lake is so vast, the opportunities are too many. Our people, so therefore there is no reason as to why we can compete for anything rather than coordinate, cooperate, and ensure we complement one another. So therefore, I want to say that we are here to assure the Kenyan people that how ndugu zetu ambao wamepata huu mkasa, we will do whatever we can to ensure we put them back on track. Ingine muhimu ni kwamba I informed the governor that the landing sites, we had the 2 landing sites. The one in Mukoba, Governor, here to Malaysia. We need to come and hand it over to you and the fisherfolk and the community, so that we can agree on when we can do it, because it may. The next one is that we have agreed with Governor here that we will look at the designs we have proposed on building another landing site in Mutembei. So we are consulting on the designs with the county government and the stakeholders.